What is going on, everybody? We are live, and YouTube wasn't helping because I was watching the stream and I was live for like 30 seconds before it notified me. So, welcome everybody who actually made it here. Um, we are going to be talking about just a little something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if some people have heard about this. Um, it's something that's going on in the news. Apparently, a former president, one of the only presidents ever in history, was convicted. A convicted felon, as they're saying everywhere on Twitter, from all the shills, all the clowns, all the losers. So anyway, shout out to all 12 of you who are watching. Everybody on every platform. Thank you for being here. Clifton says, let's go. That's right. Jason says Trump 2024. That's so absolutely. And Jason Boo says, hello, Ryan. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you. Clifton says, hey, Ryan. Hey, Chad. This is history happen. Yes, this is the most historical thing that has ever happened in probably my lifetime. This would rival 9/11. In all honesty, that's not a joke. Bush says this was the latest coffin nail. USA is officially a fascist dictatorship. The irony is that they call it the law and order, or nobody's above the rule of law and all that kind of crap. They're spinning it ever so beautifully because you know you know prosecuting your political opponent literally has nothing to do with literally fascism or communism. It's like it's happened in the USSR, it's happened in Russia, it happens in China, it happened in Nazi Germany. There's a reason that I have a history channel trying to talk about this kind of stuff. Um, Jason says best president of my lifetime. Absolutely, 100%. That deserves this. We're still waiting for the president to go live. Of course, the former president. Not like Joe Biden's going to go live anytime soon. He can't even put a sentence together. Bush says, "Where are you watching from?" I'm actually watching from Donald J. Trump's actual YouTube channel, so I know that way there will be no copyright issues. There will be none of that shenanigans. So that's good to know about that, because if you try to watch CNN or Fox News, they'll probably try to hit you. Um, just because, look, guys, we're getting into the weeds of it, and YouTube's going to start cracking down on election misinformation. Uh, Jason says, I might be from Norway, but I am one Viking that stands with Trump all the way. Well, there's a lot of people in the world that stand with Trump. Seriously. Bush says, no, the Democrats are above the law. Yeah, it's weird. I seem to remember, and I didn't get a chance to do a video about it, but I'm going to do it now. That there was a former daughter of the current president who came out and said, yes, everything that was said is true about my father showering with me. That's nasty. You are sick. That's just this. I'll take a convicted felon over a freaking predo. And yeah, I combined two words because YouTube is starting to catch on to the other one. So he says, "Hey, Bush, Clifton, I think he meant where we are at. Oh, is a country? What's up, Clue? How you doing, man? It's good to see you, dude. Glad to see you got Wi-Fi in the vehicle. You know what I mean? So hopefully you can make more shows in the future." Jason says he was my inspiration to start my own company and get into the business and stuff like that. That's an excellent thing. Ryan, fascism, a system of government that was strict nationalistic adherence. Our democracy. Yeah, I know. I love it when they call it, our democracy is in danger. We're a constitutional republic. We're a democratic republic. We're a representative republic. We're not just a straight up democracy, because that is just mob rule. Like that's majority votes. That's not how it works here. So I love when they change the narrative to total control of the media, commerce, education, entertainment, rigid censorship. Well, that sounds like, I don't know. Let's see. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. So that's pretty much all of them. Oh, and he says, and forcible suppression of political opposition. Ding, 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 ding. Bush's Clifton is correct. Where are they watching from? Oh, they're at Trump Tower, in New York. He has not left New York, so yeah. Um, yes, I am streaming on two of my 83 channels. So just because this is a cultural moment and this is a very political moment, I thought it was very, very appropriate. It just made sense. So the the pedophiles, that's pretty funny. Petals like flowers and flies, petal flies. Yeah. Yeah, no, I finally got it, Bush. I finally got it. Yeah, no, we're on two separate channels. Just yeah, we're Clifton and Friends. I mean, you guys are on many channels. Oh, shut up, Ryan. Oh, why can't you hear it? Why can't you hear it? Hold on, I'm retarded. No! Why can't you hear it? I don't know why we can't hear it. Hold on. I don't know what the heck. You should be able to hear it. StreamYards. It's got to be a StreamYards thing. I don't think I did anything wrong. Fraggle Rock. You're so old. I know, right? Nothing is muted, guys. I don't know what the hell. Hold on. Let's try this again. Oh, I feel like such a doof. Where the Oh, so there's no
nasty gag order
those-
where I've had to pay thousands of dollars in penalties and fines and was threatened with jail. Think of it. I'm the leading candidate. I'm leading Biden by a lot, and I'm leading the Republicans to the point where that's over. So I'm the leading person for president, and I'm under a gag order by a man that can't put two sentences together, given by a court, and they are in total conjunction with the White House and the DOJ, just so you understand. This is all done by Biden and his people. And maybe his people, more importantly. I don't know if Biden knows too much about it, because I don't know if he knows about anything. But he's nevertheless the president, so we have to use his name. And this is done by Washington, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. So we have a judge who's highly conflicted. You know what the confliction is. Nobody wants to write about it, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. If I do, he said, I get put in jail. So we'll play that game a little bit longer. We won't talk about it, but you're allowed to talk about it. I hope you do, because there's never been anybody so conflicted as this. As far as the trial itself, it was very unfair. We weren't allowed to use our election expert under any circumstances. You saw what happened to some of the witnesses that were on our side. They were literally crucified by this man who looks like an angel, but he's really a devil. He looks so nice and soft. People say, oh, he seems like such a nice man. No, unless you saw him in action. And you saw that with a certain witness that went through hell. And when we wanted to do things, he wouldn't let us do those things. But when the government wanted something, they got everything. They got everything they wanted. It was a rigged trial. We wanted a venue change where we could have a fair trial. We didn't get it. We wanted a judge change. We wanted a judge that wasn't conflicted. And obviously he didn't do that. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We had a DA who was a failed DA, Crime is rampant in New York, violent crime. That's what he's really supposed to be looking in New York. Yesterday in McDonald's, you had a man hitting him up with machetes, a machete. Whoever can imagine even a machete being wielded in a store, in a place where they're eating, and he's going rampant. And Bragg is down watching a trial on what they call crimes. They're falsifying business records. That sounds so bad. To me, it sounds very bad. You know, it's only a misdemeanor, but to me, it sounds so bad. When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before. I'm falsifying. You know what falsifying business records is? In the first degree. They say falsifying business records. Sounds so good, right? It means that legal expense, I paid a lawyer, totally legal. I paid a lawyer a legal expense. And a bookkeeper, without any knowledge from me, correctly marked it down in the books. A very professional woman, highly respected, she testified. Marked it down in the books as a legal expense. So a legal expense, paid a lawyer, is a legal expense in the books. It's not sheetrock, construction, or any other thing. It's a legal expense. Think of that. This is what the falsification of business records were. And I said, what else are you going to call it? What else are you going to call it? Now, I would have testified. I wanted to testify. The theory is you never testify, because as soon as you testify, anybody, if it were George Washington, don't testify, because they'll get you on something that you said slightly wrong, and then they sue you for perjury. But I didn't care about that. I wanted to. But the judge allowed them to go into everything that I was ever involved in, not this case, everything that I was ever involved in, which is a first. In other words, you could go into every single thing that I ever did. Was he a bad boy here? Was he a bad boy there? And my lawyer said, what do you need to go through? All you wanted to do is I simply, I would have loved to have, to this day, I would have liked to have testified, but you would have said something out of whack, like it was a beautiful sunny day and it was actually raining out. And I very much appreciate the big crowd of people outside. That's incredible what's happening. The level of support has been incredible. So the whole thing is legal expense was marked down as legal expense. Think of it. This is the crime that I committed, that I'm supposed to go to jail for 187 years for. When you have violent crime all over this city at levels that nobody's ever seen before, where you have businesses leaving, and businesses are leaving because of this, because heads of businesses say, man, we don't want to get involved with that. I could go through the books of any business person in this city, and I could find things that in theory, I guess, let's indict him, let's destroy his life. But I'm out there, and I don't mind being out there because I'm doing something for this country, and I'm doing something for our Constitution. It's very important, far beyond me. And this can't be allowed to happen to other presidents. It should never be allowed to happen in the future. But this is far beyond me. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my presidency. And the people understand it because I just see a poll just came out, the Daily Mail. That was the first one, came out, was done last night right after the verdict, where I'm up 6 points. 6 points from what we already were. We were leading fairly substantially. We're up 6 points in the Daily Mail poll. Now, maybe other polls come out and it says something differently. But a lot of people have predicted it because the public understands, and they understand what's going on. This is a scam. There's a rigged trial. It shouldn't have been in that venue. We shouldn't have had that judge. He should have allowed us to have an election expert. We had the best expert, most respected expert, head of the Federal Elections Commission. He was all set to testify. He was waiting for 2 days. And when it was his turn, Bragg's people protested. And the judge knocked him out, said, you can't testify. He actually said you can't testify for anything having to do with the trial. You can say what the federal elections is. Well, that doesn't help. Everybody knows that. But you can't testify. So essentially, he wasn't able to testify. Other people weren't able to testify. But with these people, They were able to use people salacious. By the way, and nothing ever happened. There was no anything. Nothing ever happened, and they know it. But they were as salacious as they could be, and it had nothing to do with the case, but it had to do with politics. And do you notice the timing? The timing was perfect. This case was dead. It was dropped by every agency, every governmental board. It was dropped by the highly respected Southern District. They said, no, there's no case here. It was dropped by federal election, and that's what it's about. This is about a federal election, not a state election. You're not even allowed to look at it. They took the state and the city, and they went into a federal election. They're not allowed. The people from federal election, Southern District, and Washington dropped the case. Everybody dropped the case. There was no case. Cy Vance dropped the case. And when Bragg came in, he said, this is the most ridiculous case I've ever seen. And who would have a certain person, again, gag order, who would have a certain person like this ever testify? He said, this is essentially one of the worst people I've ever seen ever to testify. He said, the craziest case I've ever seen. This is Bragg. Then when I announced I was running for president, long time later, they decided to revive this case. And they got a judge, Judge Marchand, who was responsible for another case that was also brought. It destroyed the life of a very good man, by the way. Destroyed the life of a very good man who went to prison once, and then they just put him in prison again because they said he lied. He didn't lie. I looked at the statements he made. In fact, he didn't remember something, and they put him in jail. Again, they've destroyed him. With me for many years, he was an honorable person. He was an honest man. And if you look at what he did, supposedly, it never happened. There's never been anything like this. Over the education of his grandchildren. Over, he didn't report that he had a car or 2 cars on his income. I don't know. I wonder how many people here have cars. I wonder how many people said, oh, gee, I have a car that's worth X dollars. How do you even figure it? And I guess you do have to report it, but I would say probably almost nobody does. Nobody even thinks about it. They put this man, they destroyed this man, but they put him in jail again because they didn't want him to testify. They didn't want him to testify. That's why he went to jail. They put him in jail twice. He's 77 years old. Now, normally I'd say that's an old guy, but I don't feel 77. Nobody ever says that about me. I'd like them to say, gee, we have to have a little sorrow for this man, because they just don't say that about me, but maybe I'm better off that way. I think I'm probably better off that way. But they put him in jail twice. And you have to see what they put him in jail. And he was threatened by the judge. This man was told, you're going to get 15 years in jail if you don't give up Trump. And he was told that. You're going to get 15 years in jail. And he made a plea deal because he didn't want to spend the rest of his life. And he was told that viciously. We're living in a fascist state. He was told that viciously. So you can go to jail for 4 months, 5 months, or you can get 15 years in jail. So do a plea. Almost who wouldn't do that plea? Everyone does those pleas. It's a horrible thing. There's a whole group of lawyers that fight that. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. But they destroyed his life. So many other things. You look at Southern District didn't want to bring the case. Nobody wanted to bring the case. And then you know who didn't want to bring the case? Most of all is Bragg. Bragg didn't want to bring it. But then he brought it. And they tried to make it a different case. They didn't say legal expense equal legal expense. Again, if I wrote down and paid a lawyer, and by the way, this was a highly qualified lawyer. Now, I'm not allowed to use his name because of the gag order. But, you know, he's a sleazebag. Everybody knows that. Took me a while to find out. But he was effective. He did work. But he wasn't a fixer. He was a lawyer. You know, they like to use the word fixer. He wasn't a fixer. He was a lawyer. At the time, he was a fully accredited lawyer. Now, he got into trouble not because of me. He got into trouble because he made out inside deals, and he had something to do with tips and medallions, and he borrowed money. And that's why then he played 3 elections. And as soon as I saw that, I said, I wonder why he did that. He pled. He took a deal. Now, he took a deal because he wanted to get off. In other words, I'll take a plea deal, and I want to get off. And he wanted to make a deal with the Southern District. And they wrote the worst report I think I've ever seen on any human being, other than the report that was written on James Comey by the Inspector General, a very great Inspector General, actually, wrote a report that was so bad. This one was possibly worse. The Southern District, the judge didn't let us use it. He said, it's hearsay. I said, it's not hearsay. Wouldn't let us use it. This is about the man. But he got in trouble for a very simple reason, because he was involved with borrowing a lot of money, and he did something with the banks. I don't know if it's defrauded the banks, but something happened. You guys know what it is. And then in addition to that, he gave up on 3 things where he wasn't guilty. In fact, they were going to testify in that. The head of the FEC, the Brad Smith, the election expert, #1 rated in the country, who was going to testify. He took a plea on 3 things. He just added them in because that gave him more bargaining power with respect to me. But the 3 things that he pled on, having to do with the election and having to do essentially a little bit with me, they weren't crimes. They weren't crimes. Nor is paying money under an NDA. So we have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. It's a big deal, a non-disclosure agreement. Totally honorable, totally good, totally accepted. Everybody has them. Every company has non-disclosure agreements. But the press called it slush fund and all sorts of other things. Hush money, hush money. It's not hush money. It's called a non-disclosure agreement. And most of the people in this room have a non-disclosure agreement with their company. It's a disgrace. So it's not hush money. It's a non-disclosure agreement, totally legal, totally common. Everyone has it. And what happened is he signed a non-disclosure agreement with this person, I guess other people, but it's totally honest. You're allowed to make the payment. You don't have to make it. You can make it any way you want. It's a non-disclosure agreement. And he signed that. And there was nothing wrong with signing it. And this should have been a non-case. And everybody said it was a non-case, including Bragg. Bragg said, until I ran for office. And then they saw the polls. I was leading the Republicans. I was leading the Democrats. I was leading everybody. And all of a sudden, they brought it back. It's a very sad thing that's happening in our country. And it's a thing that I'm honored. In a way, I'm honored. It's not that it's pleasant. It's very bad for family. It's very bad for friends and businesses. But I'm honored to be involved in it because somebody has to do it. And I might as well keep going and be the one. But I'm very honored to be involved because we're fighting for our Constitution. The money that was paid legally. There was nothing illegal. In fact, the lawyer in creating the NDA, because at that time he was a fully accredited lawyer. He wasn't a fixer. I never thought of him as a fixer. The media called him a fixer, or the prosecutors called him a fixer. He was a lawyer, and he was fairly good. Later on, I didn't like what he did. I didn't like, for instance, I didn't like that when I became president, he went around and made deals with companies. When I heard that, he was gone. He was gone. And he had payments coming to him. And a lot of this involved things that are very simple. There was nothing wrong. This was standard stuff, all standard stuff. Everything involved was standard. There was no crime here. In fact, I just watched a couple of the reports. You watched Jonathan Turley, Andy McCarthy, Greg Jarrett. You look at all of these people, Mark Levin, all very talented people, great people, many more. And they don't know me, essentially. They don't know me. They're legal scholars and experts. But I look at them. I watched Turley this morning saying, there's no crime here. Everybody says there's no crime here, except for this DA that's got the city out of control with crime. It's absolutely out of control. So we have an NDA that was signed. We have legal expenses. And here's the thing on legal expenses. You have 100 where they say, they do a charge. I just recorded this out. Falsification of business records in the first degree. It sounds so bad. I said, wow. And even my own lawyers, I get very upset with them because they don't say what it is. They say, well, falsification of legal records is only a felony. Well, that's a lot. Is only they say a misdemeanor. But they try and bring it up to a felony if there's 2 crimes. They have all these different things. The other thing is they missed the statute of limitations by a lot because this was very old. They could have brought this 7 years ago instead of bringing it right in the middle of the election. So they missed the statute of limitations. They did everything. Now, let me give you the good news. The good news is last night, we just got a report this morning. In the history of politics, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, somebody will find that I'm wrong, maybe, but I don't think so. They raised with small money donors, meaning like $21, $42, $53, $38, a record $39 million in about a 10-hour period. No, think of that.
His website crashed more than once.
I like those people.
Crashed.
Because I guess it's backfiring. Now, I don't know. I'd rather not have it happen. I don't want to have it backfiring. I don't want to win this thing legitimately, not because they were stupid and did things that they shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't have brought this case. They were saying it this morning. This is a case that should not have been brought. I watched Andy McCarthy say this is a case that should not have been brought. And that was this morning. But they all say that. Every legal scholar has said it. And these are great people. They really understand the law. The other thing, a poll just came out. The first poll, I don't know, maybe others will be bad. But a poll just came out a little while ago. The Daily Mail. Does anybody read the Daily Mail? It's very good. They have a good poll. At least I like it today. And the Daily Mail just came out with a poll, and it has Trump up 6 points in the last 12 hours. 6 points. 6 points since this happened. Who thought this could happen?
So essentially, he's up about 18 points.
Because
he
the
was up
people
12.
of our country know it's a hoax. They know it's a hoax. They get it. You know, they're really smart, and it's really something. So we're going to be appealing this scam. We're going to be appealing it on many different things. He wouldn't allow us to have witnesses. He wouldn't allow us to talk. He wouldn't allow us to do anything. The judge was a tyrant. And you got to see that with Bob Costello, a fine man. I've never seen anything like it. And neither has anybody that was in that courthouse where he demanded that the courthouse be cleared. Now, the good news is most of the people in the courthouse were the media. And anybody that was in the media, if you're fair, you'll say, wow. That was anger. That was crazed. He was crazed. And the reason that Bob Costello acted a little bit upset, which I think he has a right to, was that every question he was being asked was being objected to by the other side and sustained by the judge. Sustained. I think he did it many times. I don't know what the number, many times. Even I was sitting there saying, and these were basic questions. And I never saw anybody treated that way by a judge. And I've been treated very badly by 2 other judges also, because it's all the same thing. And it all comes out of the White House. Crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. He's the worst president in the history of our country. The most incompetent. He's the dumbest president we've ever had. He's the dumbest president, most incompetent president. And he's the most dishonest president we've ever had. And so many of he's a Manchurian candidate. You take a look at the way he treats China, Russia, so many others. You know, I ended the Russian pipeline. It was dead. He comes in and he approves it. And he gets $3.5 million, meaning 3.5 million is paid to the family, his family, from the mayor of Moscow's wife. And I said, where did that come from? Nobody wants to talk about it. But he's a very big danger to our country. And the only way they think they can win this election is by doing exactly what they're doing right now, win it in the courts because they can't win it at the ballot box. So we're going to show them that, oh, we're going to fight. It's actually, I don't know, it's something where I'm wired in such a way that a lot of people would have gone away a long time ago. They would have gone away after impeachment hoax #1. That was a total hoax. I had great support from the Republican Party, though. Then you had impeachment hoax #2. And then they formed the committee. How about they formed the committee of thugs, the J6 committee of thugs. And they took their records and they destroyed all of the records after the committee was abandoned because those records were great for us. Now, can you imagine if Republicans did that? Everybody would have been in jail by now. Think of it, the unselect, I call it the unselect, they call it select committee, I call it the unselect committee of thugs. They meet, it's 100% Democrat and 2 past Republicans that are no longer Republicans, that are no longer in business anymore, thank you. But it was all Democrats and 2 wayward Republicans. Liz Cheney and crying Adam Kinzinger. He cries every time he goes on television. He's the most emotional human being I think I've ever seen. And that was our representatives. These 2 people were our rep. So they had all this stuff that they're leaking. And then when it came time to look at the records, like where the police said and the Capitol Guard said that I supplied, think of it, that I recommended as many soldiers or National Guard as you want. 10,000. If you had 500, you wouldn't have had a problem. There wouldn't have been a J6. But Nancy Pelosi and the group didn't want it. Anyway, so they have testimony to all of that, that I did not attack the Secret Service agent in the front of a car. You know, these are strong people. And I supposedly went to the driver, and I grabbed him around the neck. And he rebuffed me. And then I went to the other guy, who I think is a black belt in karate. And he's slightly younger than me. Maybe 35 years, 40 years, 50 years. And I grabbed him around the neck and said, he's a black belt in karate. They know how to get somebody from around their neck. They would have gone like this, and that would be the end of that. Actually, I had a friend that said, you shouldn't dispute that. That makes you look like the toughest cookie we've ever seen. You should have let that go on. But the fact is, it never happened. It was all made up. And that was proven to be made up. It proved to be a false story. And they deleted and destroyed all of that information, every ounce of it. We're dealing with a corrupt government. We have a corrupt country. Our elections are corrupt. Our borders are open. Our borders are going to be closed very soon. November 5th is going to be the most important day in the history of our country. Now, when I say that, because my people are always saying, do this, because we're fighting for America, DonaldJTrump.com. I hope everybody watching right now, DonaldJTrump.com, because it really makes a difference. They have a lot of money on the other side. I don't know where they get it. Nobody knows where they get it. But for some reason, they get money. But they're not on the side of our country. In many ways, I think they hate our country. Who on earth can want open borders where people are allowed to pour in from countries unknown, from places unknown, from languages that we haven't even heard of? We have people sitting in schools with languages where very few people have ever even heard of these languages. It's not like Spanish or French or Russian. Languages unknown. We have people coming from corners of the globe, and many of them are not good people. Many terrorists, record levels of terrorism, record levels of terrorists have come into our country. Record. They've never seen anything like it. You know, there was a report that in 2019, I don't believe this, by the way, the media gave it, and it was good for me, believe it or not. They said in 2019, there were no terrorists recorded that came into our country. I don't believe that. I don't think that's possible. But they actually, 2019 was a Trump year. I don't believe that that could be possible. But they said no terrorists came into our country. So let's say it was close. Let's say it was close. But now record levels of terrorists, record levels, the highest level we've ever seen of terrorists are pouring into our country. You have China with just in the last few months, 29,000 people came in, and I looked at them on a line, and they look like perfect soldiers. They're almost all male, from 19 to 25. It looks like a recruiting exercise. They have beautiful tents. They have propane stoves. They have cell phones, the best you can buy. I said, what's going on? It looks like they're building an army right in our country. Now, I don't think that would happen, right? We're losing our country. And I really think that this is an event, what took place yesterday with this judge. Look, we have conflicted, but he's a crooked judge, and you'll understand that. And I say that knowing that it's very dangerous for me to say that, and I don't mind, because I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to save our country and to save our Constitution. I don't mind. So thank you. So we will continue the fight. We're going to make America great again. Very simple. When people fight MAGA, they say, we're going to fight. I watch Biden. We're going to fight MAGA. We're going to stop MAGA. It's make America great again. That's all it is. MAGA. Make America great again. Our country's in serious trouble. We owe $36 trillion. We were energy independent for the first time ever. And now we're begging Venezuela for oil. One statistic you have to hear. Venezuela was crime-ridden. Caracas, their cities, crime-ridden.
Fascist.
3 years ago. They just reported a 72% drop in crime in the last year because all of their criminals, most of them, and the rest are coming in now, the ones that didn't come in. In Venezuela, their prisons have been emptied into the United States. Their criminals and drug dealers have been taken out of the cities and brought into the United States. And that's true with many other countries. The Congo has just released a lot of people from jail. Congo, Africa, just released a lot of people from their prisons and jails and brought them into the United States of America. This is what's happening to our country. And it's not sustainable by anyone. Little things like our kids can't have a Little League game anymore because you have tents and you have migrants living on the fields. That's the least of it. People are taking over our luxury hotels, migrants, and yet our veterans, our great veterans, are living on the streets like dogs. They're living on the streets. But migrants are living in luxury hotels in cities all over our country, run by Democrats. So it's my honor to be doing this. It really is. It's a very unpleasant thing, to be honest. But it's a great, great honor. We're gonna do what I have to do. I'm going to do it. And the support has been, that's why I mentioned the number of $39 million. That's why I mentioned we're up 6 points. And we went up a lot over the last month because everybody saw it was a rigged deal. It was a rigged trial. But we're going to make America great again. We're going to make it better than ever before. November 5th, remember, November 5th is the most important day in the history of our country. Thank you very much, everybody. President Trump.
Wow. He's not wrong on all of that. The judge's daughter is, and this is not a joke, the judge's daughter is a social media influencer who makes money promoting the Democratic Party. The judge's daughter. So I mean, it's not like she's biased, and it's not like that the testimony about the fact that a certain lawyer stole money from Trump, and then he was like one of the lead witnesses, and he's like, "Oh no, jury, we'll strike that from the record. Don't listen to that." Really? Like, are you serious? Like, you stole money from somebody, you haven't been prosecuted, you didn't give the money back. And it's like, but you're gonna be a lead witness, and no, 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 your crimes are cool, man. It's all good. Do steal that $30,000. That's not a felony either. No, and so the basis of the felony too is horse shit. So the felony is based off of is basically fraudulent business documents, right? And or to make it a felony because it's only a misdemeanor, you can actually say, okay, well, you have three options. You can either actually make it a felony off of more fraudulent business documents. It's like, no, that's not a thing. Fraudulent business documents is one charge. One charge. You don't get to say, okay, well, there's some business documents and there's some business documents and there's some, and it's like going charge, charge, charge. No, it's just charge. It's just wide scope charge. So, and then the other one was, of course, election. I can't say it on YouTube. It sucks, but you know what I'm saying? And so that was another one. So nobody to this day knows what the actual ramp up, what the actual supercharge became, because it is fraudulent business documents, and it is supercharged basically by making it another felony. Making it a felony. Nobody knows. Even the media doesn't know. CNN doesn't know. Fox News doesn't know. MSNBC. None of them have said this at all. They're like, well, it was fraudulent business documents. It's like, no, it's like there's got to be more. You don't get to say, well, I think it's a felony because of this. Also, at the same time, too, it's really weird that the one of the heads of the Department of Justice, he actually was trying to make this a federal thing instead of just state. This is state. A federal thing that a Department of Justice said, dude, we can't prosecute that. It's not going to work. So he actually left, and then he joined the state prosecution to convince Donald Trump. It's not a joke. No, no, they didn't. Well, also it was the other documents too. Stolen documents from classified documents, stuff like that, top secret. Oh, that's another thing people don't know. Classified and top secret documents, they don't have little red envelopes and bindings and all that kind of crap. They don't look like that. It's not a thing. It's a thing in a movie, and unfortunately, Americans love movies. The world loves movies. That's not a thing. There's not a document that says top secret, your eyes only. Like, it's not. It doesn't work like that. The FBI took photos, picked up certain documents, put them in sleeves that said classified or top secret, put them back down, and then took more photos, and those were the photos that were leaked. The ones that say classified documents and top secret and all red and and all that crap. It's not a thing. It's never been a thing. So that's evidence tampering right there. Just plain and simple. It's evidence tampering. If you take any kind of evidence as a law enforcement officer, federal, state, municipality, whatever, and you alter it in any way, shape, or form, that is evidence tampering, and that is a felony for the officer who did it. It is a felony for a law enforcement officer to tamper with any kind of evidence, and most likely you're going to go to jail for at least probably about 8 to 10 years. Yes. So the nonsense is out of control on this, and of course, oh God, you got the talking heads, right? Hold on, the talking where is it at? Oh yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so these are the sane people in the District of New York, which is basically blue no matter who. It's like that person that you can say, "Hey man, um I'm all for, LGBT rights, but I'm not really cool with you kind of teaching it to kids, under maybe the age of what you would do. So, like in Colorado, when I was growing up, you learned about sex education in fifth grade, and your parents had to sign a waiver. You literally had to take a waiver home to your parents. They had to read it and they had to sign it and date it, saying it's okay for you to teach my kids about this. If it was not signed, the kids did not get that child did not get taught that until later on. That's 100% a thing. But anyway, so these are the people who are celebrating. So again, the talking head Luke Beasley, he's a loser. And he says this is a beautiful thing to watch. This is an unhinged person on TikTok. Look at this crap. Like, are you serious? I'm gonna turn it down. It might be loud. Oh, look, guilty. Count 9, guilty. Guilty. Like, you need a hobby. You need look at these people. And of course, it's always older white liberal women who, quite frankly, life probably passed them over. They probably didn't get married. They probably didn't have kids, and now they're bitter and old, and they hate everybody and on the whole entire planet. And they want the world to suffer. There's a reason they say misery loves company. This is the reason. But yes, look like really, y'all need arrest Trump. You losers. Yeah, wow, imagine the gull. Like, and so no, it's this judge was 1,000% corrupt. His daughter, again, is just like this Deutsch bag, Luke Beasley, is basically a online social progressive political commentator. The Luke Beasley Show. Check out this show on YouTube. Media personality. Mwah. This dude just screams. I pee sitting down, and I probably watch my sister while she undresses. Seriously, that guy looks like a predator. What's up, Sumo? Sorry, I got on the rant. Jason says, "Oh God." Suma says, "I'll bet this woman have feral cats, and yeah, that pay yes." Anyone praising this conviction is an actual Nazi, or yeah, basically, it's fascism. It's core fascism. You arrest your political opponents because you can't stand up and fight against their ideology, and you don't want anybody else to to vote for them. They don't care about civil rights. They don't care about this country. They don't care about anything other than their hate. Yeah, no, they don't. They want to burn it to the ground. I mean, look at him. Does that look like a stable person to you? That looks like. But anyway, yeah. Oh God. My name is Luke Beasley. I'm 21-year-old progressive, and I will proudly be voting for Joe Biden. He sniffed you after this photo. Bro, you got sniffed. I swear to God you did. He's like going, sent chills down my spine, guys. It was so good. Like, I mean, he's 21, so he's not too old for the old president there. It might be the most unhinged Trump has ever been in a press conference. Really? That's not an actual photo, loser. What? Fuck. Hold on. Go back. That's not an actual photo of the press conference. I can't type today. Conference. I'll say clown because sometimes if you say loser, like idiot. God. So again, so this is what the judge's daughter basically is. She's a Democratic operative on social media, just like this guy. 44.5K followers. Probably the many of them are also bots because again, bots. So yeah, and then you just have these old ladies that are like, we affected democracy. Yes. I don't apparently the video didn't have any sound, but the TikTok thing did. Fuck TikTok, by the way, because that's China. And China just wants to steal your data. So, but yes, right before the press conference, and the website was still going because I checked it multiple times. I checked it multiple times from Chuck Callisto. That What the weird cat ladies, or the whole press conference thing? Because the press conference thing said now, which means the press conference. I've been talking for probably about roughly 8 minutes, 6, 7 minutes, um, and it said now, which means he just got his talking points from the Democratic Party. And then so he would put it out. And he's like, this is the most unhinged Trump has ever sounded with the angry photo because it literally said now when I clicked on it. So it takes their loser propaganda team, I guess, apparently 6 to 8 minutes to respond to the president's actual, you know. So anyway, from Chuck Callisto, President Trump crushes fundraising records, holding a whopping $34.8 million after conviction. So yes, this was from this morning. Trump shatters fundraising records after rigged Biden trial verdict today, as Trump campaign announces a record-shattering small dollar. So that's normal people. It's not like businesses or anything like that. Because there's a height ceiling for political donations. Businesses can donate more. um People can donate at a limited amount, and it's for certain tax purposes and stuff like that. Small dollar fundraising hauling following the sham Biden trial verdict totaling 34.8 million. And then of course, right as the sorry, the press conference kicked off, we were at about 39 million ish. It was gonna be a rough estimate, so he said about 40 million, so maybe a little over. Near double the biggest day ever recorded for the Trump campaign on the Win Red platform. Crooked Joe Biden and the Democrats, with their election interference, political witch hunt, and have awakened the Make America Great Again movement like never before. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, like, people are not having this, and you can go to regular Twitter. Watch it. I'm refreshing the feed, uh, and I'll share it because most of the time you don't get a lot of issues on the feed. Uh, Nomi says, proud to be an American. Welcome to the rebellion. We definitely rebelling. Tabitha says today is a good day to American harder. Fuck yeah, it is. This guy, oh my god, this guy sucks. So he's running against Lauren Boebert in the district of Denver. She's moving from the Western Slope. She's trying to run in Denver, trying to, help clean Denver up because Denver is a fucking crap hole. It looks like San Francisco light. Ike for Congress, Colorado District 4. He follows me because I live in Colorado, but him and I have gone back and forth. So yeah. So look, his whole entire shtick is USMC retired. I've tried to challenge him on his views. I'm like, well, what are you going to do differently? What don't you agree with? And he just does the usual political talking points, like going, Lauren Boebert's unhinged. She's MAGA. She's this, and it's like, all right, dude. I'm not a massive Lauren Boebert fan. Yes, she's attractive, but at least she's trying to be pro America. Does she shoot her mouth off, kind of like a little bit of an AOC? Yes. Uh, Proud father of four, patriot. Oh no. Can you really put patriot and Democrat in the same sentence? Running for Congress to defeat Lauren Boebert. So this guy is so unhinged. Quote, I believe it's our moral obligation to ensure comprehensive health care coverage and to protect and protection for all Americans. All right, Ike, whatever, dude. Um, Statement regarding this is something I responded to this too. I was like, because he was talking about what his whole thing is, and I'll read it because he's a loser. Let me hold on. Let me share this. What's popping up? So he starts out sounding right. Let's just say that. Is it loaded? Did he take his statement down? It's not loading. It's not loading. Dude, it's not loading. Look at this. I'm not joking. It's just buffering. It's not loading. Oh, am I frozen? I don't think I'm frozen. No, I'm not. I'm not. No, it won't load. Like literally. So I'm trying to share his statement right here. All right, I'll stop sharing that. Let me go back and share his page. I'm Immediately, I can share his page. He deleted his statement. Bro deleted his statement. He deleted this because only one person 12 hours ago said, I'm listening. And and then I respond, I said Trump because fuck you. That's why he deleted it. Oh no, there it goes. All right, that was weird. Twitter, what you doing? All right, so let's go back. All right. I jumped the gun. It's super weird though that his statement wasn't loading until because I tried it 3 times before this. Statement regarding verdict on Donald J. Trump. The past 8 years have laid bare the critical vulnerabilities of our constitutional democracy. Oh, oh, where have I heard constitutional republic or constitutional democracy? Oh, it was me. I've challenged you on that more than once in a post, and you actually addressed me and said, and you actually laughed at me. You laughed at me thinking that I was the fucking retard. You laughed at me like going, we are a democracy. We're just a representative one. And I'm like going, yeah, huh? You changing the words on purpose, dude. Why you changing the words, bro? So, oh, you fucking loser. I'm gonna keep following this guy. I hope he gets destroyed. The dangers posed to the integrity of the federal republic have never in our lifetime been as omnipresent as they are today. Well, our Republican foundations, the court's integrity, and the rule of law have been threatened and dismantled in many ways during the previous administration. Really? We remain a nation of laws and order and political persecution through law and order and manipulation or whatever. While encouraged by the just and prudent verdict, I remain deeply concerned for the Constitution. How many times you going to say constitutional, bro? You really pushing it hard here. Integrity of the representative government. Yeah, you used to call it just our democracy's in danger, guys. Guys, it's in danger. That I swore I serve to swore that I serve and swore to defend. No, you didn't, bitch. You suck. You suck. You wouldn't stand for any of this crap if you were an actual U.S. Marine you were probably an officer who sat on your ass and you sucked a lot of wiener. That's what you are. You suck. The rights and liberties we all cherish are still threatened by the focus that the previous administration and president have unleashed. Only American unity can ensure the survival of our nation. Oh, we're unified. We're unified, dude. I can't tell you how many people who've said I would have never voted for Donald Trump. I can't tell you how many people from fucking black communities saying I'm voting for Donald Trump. Fuck you guys, like going, this is great. Like if you think that convicting the former president of the United States that and convicting him as a felon and trying to trot that out against many people who, yes, unfortunately, there's a little bit of a stigma in poor communities. There are, but there's also a massive amount of people in poor communities who believe this. It's neither here nor there. If you think that trotting him out as a felon, and they're watching this going, like that looks like bullshit to me. You think they're not going to want to vote for the guy who might understand their pain a little bit? The guy who actually sat down with representatives of the black community and said, let's have a conversation about how we can actually make our court system, maybe our penal system better to further people after they've been incarcerated and they can come out and be productive members of society. Some people just need to be locked in a cage. It's true. I mean, if you brutally murk your wife or something, sorry, dude, there's no help. But like if you steal something and you spend 6 months in jail or something like that, like right. Anyway, it's neither here nor God. Celebrate this win for the Democratic Republic. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm all for the Democratic Republic of of America. Right, comrades? I put a tweet out too that was really funny. I said hail victory. Oh no, I commented under somebody's. It was like hail victory to the People's Republic of America because they were celebrating this. Democratic Republic, I'm sorry, sounds socialist. Does that not sound socialist? But remain vigilant. There's much work left to do. Ugh. So anyway, I'm gonna skip forward. Constitution, country, core, family in that order. Semper Fi. Nope, you're just a semper. You know, bundle of sticks word. So this is the guy that's this is the guy that kind of hates me because I've been pushing back on him, even though he follows me still. Um, I think he's doing that because he knows that I'm actually a voter in Colorado, and I've been pushing back against it. But these losers, man. And well, I mean, look, just look at the timeline. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll even refresh it. Look at that. No, refresh it again. Refresh it again. Yes, show the 35 posts. Oh, the acolyte. Yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight. Joe Biden. Oh, sleeping Green Jean Pierre. 25 minutes late to after the fact. Donald Trump is threatening our democracy. See, there it is. This is what that guy Ike used to say too. Our democracy. No, 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 no. Representative Republic. I'll even constitutional republic. I'll go with even representative democracy. I'll give you that a little bit. Our democracy. First, he questioned our election system. Then he questioned our judicial system. And now you can stop him. From secureactionblue.com, guys. You excited about that? Secure Action Blue. I don't know why the picture's not loading. I think it's just Mark Ruffalo. Aren't you tired of the chaos Trump brings to all of our lives? I got something for you, buddy. No, we're tired of Hollywood weirdos. I can't type, man. Jesus. Hollywood weirdos and leftists ruining. Come on, Ryan. Jesus. Ruining this country. Clown. I like calling people clowns because you don't get in trouble for that. There you go, Mark. Have some of that. You so and again, gee whiz, Hollywood elite. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Anyway, sorry, I've neglected the chat a little bit. So let's say I saw that Penny came in. She came in. I'm scrolling up. I just wanted to make sure real quick. Okay. Says Ryan, been crotcheting hooked on mission. So are you happy for felony convictions or not? I actually ironically am because this just pissed off a whole lot of people. This probably easily, if you want my honest opinion, from all walks of life. Yes, CLS, I am keyboard warrior right now. Well, I like to just dunk on idiots because they're stupid. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily have any impact other than for my own personal entertainment or sometimes others. It's also funny though too when you get people come out of the woodwork and don't show my last comment. Don't think YouTube will like it, Clifton. Um, I am happy for it because you just galvanized a massive group of people. You pissed off a lot of people from all walks of life. You also pissed off some people around the world too who are gonna be like going, I don't what's going on around here. This is very like going, and this was meant to be the weakest case against him. And then the jury, deliberates for a little bit on the first day, then the judge sends them home. Then all of a sudden the next day they come back and boom, like that, unanimous. That's weird. You think all of them would have went? I'm sorry. If you think that let's look at it this way. In the Kyle Rittenhouse case, there were news media chasing down the bus to try to figure out where these jurors lived, who literally said Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty. That is 100% true. I believe it was the New York Times that did it. Don't quote me on that, but it is. I could literally Google it right now. Chase down the bus. That is jury tampering. That's threatening. I mean, like, so no. If you think that these jurors didn't think they're like going, hey man, if we don't, at least one of them was like, well, if I don't agree with these guys, they're going to take my name and they're going to put it all over social media. And then the people are going to show up at their house because these leftist weirdos are psychotic. And I'll just say that. So yeah. Yeah, Bush. Nothing in this case was constitutional. No, his constitutional rights, his actual Bill of Rights for every American citizen in this country was violated. So not only was his constitutional rights violated, in subsequent, it means if they're willing to violate his constitutional rights, they're willing to violate yours for their point. These people have no scruples. They would wipe their ass with the United States Constitution. If leftists could go into the National Archives right now, break the glass, and set the Constitution on fire for a social media video, they'd do it. They'd do it. 100% they'd do it. They burn the American flag. They burn police stations. What the fuck do they care? People from this side, the ones who support Trump, I haven't seen any cities burning. I haven't seen any Nike stores looted. Have you? One other side sure likes to burn down a lot of shit though. No, you can't quote those. No, you can't. So it's one of those things that yeah, let's go back to, I mean, so Mark Ruffalo celebrate. Okay, I was already here. I commented. Alex Cole, this is another one. I mean, this was 10 hours ago. For MAGAs who still can't understand, Trump was convicted of falsifying business records. One count. One count. There's not multiple counts. You can't do multiple counts. If it's one case, it is tried as one count. So because again, it's an overarching thing for said business. Now, if you go in and you end 3 people, they're not going to count that as one count of ending 3 people. No, because they were 3 separate people who had, the human beings, right? It's going to be 3 counts of, but so anyway, this guy's another one. He's a loser. To hide hush money payments. Really? We want to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Remember when he slept with the ugly maid from his house? She's given a little money to shut up, and she didn't shut up. You know why? Because she wanted more money. It was weird. Was Arnold taken to court? No. Anybody on the Epstein client list been taken to court, convicted? No. Is Hunter Biden convicted over pictures from his laptop of numerous drug charges and hanging out with underage people? No. Made to women during the 2016 election. Dude, he slept with a porn star. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but who cares? He did, whatever. Like, I wouldn't want to put my wiener nowhere near that woman. These payments aim to prevent damaging stories from surfacing and thus influence the election outcome. This included, God. This included usually shell companies and disguising transactions to, you mean the lawyer who stole from him who did all this? Technically, the lawyer is the one who did it, the one who stole from him. Conceal the true nature of the payments, which is considered election interference by deceiving voters. Hey, is smashing all your laptops and destroying a private server, is that considered election interference? Hillary Clinton? It is, because you destroyed evidence of laptops with hammers. I mean, I could say it's hammer time, but it's just too easy. Like, would you say it's after murdering somebody? Would you say that it's interfering with an investigation to go dig up the body and throw it in a wood chipper and let the particles fly into a lake? A little bit, yeah. Because like you're being investigated, and then you're like, I need to destroy evidence. The two are the same. The two are the same. Hillary Clinton didn't get indicted. She didn't get indicted for it. She didn't get convicted for it. Why would you indict the former president? Because he's the former president. These are all just mouthpieces, right? Look, Eric Swalwell, 46 minutes ago, Donald Trump is disqualifying himself in real time before America's voters. He is in mental decline, completely unfit to be president. Eric Swalwell. Yeah, nobody cares. California, by the way, how's California doing, buddy? How's that homeless problem? Y'all cleaned it up real quickly for Xi Jinping. What'd y'all do? What'd y'all do? End all the homeless people and throw them in the harbor? What happened? There ain't no way you cleaned up that many homeless people that fast. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, I love it. I love it. I don't think I would say this. Laura Loomer, look, she does some pretty good work, but she's a little over the top. I'm very worried about President Trump. He looks exhausted. I'm so worried about him. He's fine. He was in there for 4 years and he hasn't aged a day. He's been through 2 impeachments, and he still looks like he hasn't aged. He looks the same as when he went in as when he left. Dude's killing it, man. Oh wow. Yeah, this guy. This was 18 hours ago, but I haven't seen Mac. Is this upsets that black people got the right to vote? Excuse me. Yeah, Kimberly Classic says again, don't agree with everything she says. She did not win. She had a little bit of a controversy. It was your beloved Democrats that opposed our right to vote. This is embarrassing. No wonder why so many black people aren't Democrats. No one knows their US history. No, they don't. They don't know US history. There was no great switch. There was no. I know that's the famous story. Democrats started out and still are the people of racism. They look at black people as less than. They look at black people as only we can save you. Nobody else can save you. And if they were the ones that when black people were freed by the slaves, they were the one burning crosses on front lawns. It's just the way it is. It's just that's legitimate U.S. history. All you got to do is literally read it. Maybe I need to do a history on that. So yeah, it's Scott Adams. Yeah, no, it's So anyway, oh, President Biden 15 minutes ago. Costs are still too high. Yeah, you did that. You did that. How's that couple what $100 billion, what are we at, like $180 billion we've sent to Ukraine alone? I remember when Ukraine was corrupt, right? Because they impeached the former president, the one that they just convicted for basically what is it? Crimes and misdemeanors because of Ukraine because it was corrupt. But today's report shows progress with core inflation at its low since March 2021. Well, you were still president, dude. Maybe let's talk about inflation from right before the pandemic in November 2019. Let's talk about inflation then. Can we talk about that? I don't give a shit about March 2021. Talk about 2019 leading into COVID. And overall inflation down by 60%. Well, congratulations. You spiked it by 60%. What you want applause? And this is Karine Jean-Pierre, by the way. We know this because she got busted. It was all over Joe Rogan confirmed it. It was all over Twitter back then. Karine Jean-Pierre got busted, tweeting as Joe Biden from her own personal account, then had to delete it. But people saved the receipts. I have a plan to lower housing and healthcare costs and will continue to call on corporations making record low profits to lower prices. Okay. Just okay. You senile old man. Well, I think this has been a pretty darn productive stream. We've had a lot of fun. I don't real quick. Well, I mean that is your opinion, Boosh. A lot of people seem to like it though. Hunting Mustache Man is not your cup of tea. That's great, but I appreciate you watching anyway. I will do. I think a stream is too much. I think of a series of videos would probably maybe like my own personal docu series that I do. That'd be kind of cool. And I may actually talk to the panel about that. Maybe we might switch it up or something. Maybe have like me do a video, then Clifton do a video, and if Anna wants to do one, I don't know. We'll brainstorm it. Ariel says inflation looks at the freaking $20 an hour for all fast food places. Yeah. I actually got fast food last night because it was a very long day and I didn't want to cook. Uh, it was $17. $17 for 4 items and a drink. And the reason I got 4 items and I was a fat kid is because I didn't literally because yesterday at work was so busy, I did not get a chance to eat it all day. No breakfast, no lunch, no snack, no nothing. No protein shake. So I went ham and went blah, blah. But 4 items and a drink, $17. Woo! Bush says, it's like 300 billion taxpayer dollars to Ukraine. The Biden regime has given Ukraine an average of $200 million a day for. Okay, all right. I haven't fact checked the numbers, but Clifton says, I don't see the prices going back down. I pay 100% more than I did. Yeah, yeah. Penny says, I'm inside a store. Well, God bless you. You're gonna need it. Jason says, good stream, man. We need to fight. We need to fight in Trump 2024. Absolutely. Bush says, Anna is with me on this. I think Anna likes hunting mustache, man. She just thinks it's a little fantastical. It's Hollywood goofiness being played as real investigation. Well, I don't know, dude. Tim Kennedy's a pretty legit guy. I don't think Tim Kennedy, being current special forces and everything he does, he's not a Hollywood guy. Tim Kennedy actually commented on this whole Trump investigation thing, and he's not for it. So I don't think I'd call him Hollywood. Like maybe have 8 to 10 episodes of the Democratic Party starting from the beginning. I think that would actually be pretty awesome, Ariel. I think that's a great idea. I want to do that. Ariel says, but don't worry, Mickey D's will have that $5. No, it wasn't Mickey D's. You can still go to Taco Bell and order off their dollar menu-ish for about $5, depending on what you get, but they're like one of the last ones. So I wanted a cheeseburger like a couple weeks back, but I didn't want to make anything. It was late. I'm not the biggest fan of McDonald's. I'd rather have a Burger King cheeseburger over a McDonald's one. I got 4. It cost me $14 with tax. I'm like, Burger King cheeseburger used to be a dollar. Now they're like $2.19. Yeah, it was insane. But don't eat fast food, guys. It's bad for you. And I don't really eat a whole lot of I don't drink a whole lot of soda or eat fast food. And trust me, I'm under 260 pounds, so I'm feeling pretty good. Got about another 15, 20 pounds to go. But anyway, Bush's Ariel 300 fast food restaurants shut down in Cali the first week of a $20 minimum wage. Jesus. Ariel says, yes, I know it sucks. One of our best fast food chains closed up. They had excellent milkshakes. Damn. CLS says, as a moderate, the stream was great, Ryan. Appreciate it, man. I'm all for everybody's political ideas. It's when people, and it's mostly the far left weirdos, that they hate you for your beliefs. You can't have a conversation with them. Even if you're actually kind to them and you're just milk toast, they're the first ones to call you a name. They call you retard, or they call you fascist or Nazi, or all racist, homophobic, all these things that are just they used to mean something. They still technically do, but they held a lot more power 20 years ago. Like if you called somebody racist 20 years ago, that's a huge deal. So no, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for being here. Wendy's has a $5 to $7 meal, which are very good. All right. I do enjoy some Wendy's. It's not too bad. I like their spicy chicken. That was always one of my favorites. Bush's Ariel In and Out is leaving California. They have already closed all their locations in Oakland and San Francisco. Wow. If you want to get robbed. Yeah, no, I know that totally isn't the point. It's a massive job. No, it's a huge job loss. It hurts people. Crime hurts people. Inflation hurts people. Businesses close down. The coof, having everybody close down, but Walmart and Target and all these places that were essential. I didn't realize Hollywood was essential when the restaurant and Hollywood had catering for a movie set, but the restaurant literally next door had to close its doors because it was killing grandma. I don't know. Like, and this was literally in California. This is no joke. So no, I'm very pro fuck Hollywood, fuck the elites, fuck the people who think they know better for me. I'm an adult. I'm allowed to make my own damn mistakes. I'm allowed to make my own damn decisions. If it's a poor decision or a good decision, it's on me. You don't get to tell me what to fucking do. If I'm sick, I get to do what I want with that. If I decide to go to work because I'm sick, that's on me, because maybe I don't want to take the vacation time, or maybe I don't want to have to explain to my supervisor why I'm sick. And then, you know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. It's none of your damn business what the fuck I do. But the Democrats can't seem to, well, and not all of them, but the Democratic Party has been hijacked by these leftist weirdos who are just, their brains are melted, all because of this one person, this one man who they hate so much that they are willing to burn everything to the ground over him. I don't get it. I don't get it. We used to be able to disagree on things. I remember when Hillary said for like 4 whole years how the election was fortified against her. It's weird that in 2020 the election wasn't fortified against the other guy. So anyway, thanks guys. Great stream. You guys the best, seriously. Shout out to the chat. You guys make this a lot of fun. And I thought that was a great speech by the felony convicted future president, Donald J. Trump. I'm all for it, dude. I'm voting for a felon. I checked my voter registration last night for Colorado to make sure that everything's current. There's no issues, because I'm like, I will be in line to vote. So with that being said, thanks guys. Seriously, shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all. Yes, Penny, thank you so much. Thanks, Beak. Thanks for being here, man. Even though you weren't commenting, it's all good. All good in the hood. I will continue to cover this, and Ariel and everybody who was talking about history of the Democratic Party. I want to make those videos. I want to see if maybe anybody else wants to get on them, and we'll hash out a plan. And that includes yes, thanks, buddy. See you. Cheers, guys. See you.